welcome 1.2 from Japan, Mima.
The big entrances, the razzmatazz, the star power, all part of world table tennis. And well, star power, it doesn't come much bigger than in the form of the top seed here on this win streak. Mima Ito looking for back-to-back titles in the WTT Middle East Hub. We're going best of 7 here, semis were that way, and of course the final needs to be that way. This is big game play here, coming towards a conclusion here in Doha. Park In-suk, our umpire for this women's final. It's Rachel Ramos who will be our assistant umpire. All important contests. Mention Ito, of course, having won the WTT Contender Doha crown, looking to double up, and the prizes are getting bigger as well. That's been the big thing, the upgrade, the Star Contender event. $25,000 on offer to the winner of the singles title here. The finalists, well, not too shabby either. They're $19,000 for making the final as well. It's the rewards fitting of the best in the business, and these two are two of the best in the game right now. Mima Ito against FENG Tianwei, the former world #2. The Singaporean two-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist, of course, winner of the grand finals in the past. Plenty of achievements in her career that she's managed to secure. Here is the spin of the coin then ahead of this big showpiece matchup. Quick check of the other's racket there. And it's all good. The formalities out of the way. The knock-up here can begin. As I say, it's best of 7. It's likely to be tight and tense and pretty thrilling as well. Guy McCree and Dan Ives with you here. Dan, Mima Ito, what left to say really at this point? I mean, all the wins that she's managed to do, she still hasn't lost in singles here, and looking to just make one more win and secure the double-up.
Now, I've said it all along, Mima Ito is on a mission. What an absolutely fine player from Japan. You see her run here, took out Adriana Diaz 3-1. Oda 3-0 and Batra, that was a great game as well, but 3-0 as well. Mima, she plays so aggressive, does not give any time for her opponent.
Yeah, no, she's really at the head of the sport, and she's underlined that really in winning the contender title last week, and now through to the final here in the Star Contender. Beat Jeon Jae-hee, of course, in the semi-finals, the Korean, who was in great form herself. That's what they're playing for, of course, those lovely-looking trophies on offer to the winner and the finalist here, plus the prize money we've mentioned already. And here's a player, of course, Dan, who's been used to winning big titles in her career. Now, of course, further on in her career, 34 years of age, but FENG Tianwei shown in this tournament here, Dan, that she's still got some big-time play.
Yeah, I think a lot of it with FENG Tianwei is her experience. As you said, she's played for many years, won some big events. You know, she took out Hina Hayata, who we know is in real form right now, and also Lisa Samara in the semi-final. You know, we see her results here. FENG Tianwei is such a solid, consistent player.
Yeah, durable as well, how she saw off, of course, there, Chen Suyu, and then Hina Hayata, who Ito beat, of course, for the contender title. Hayata had been in such good form, and to see her off 11-6 in the 5th was it's a tremendous job from the Singaporean, using all of that experience, that consistency. Can she possibly cause the big upset here, as it would be here against the seemingly impregnable Dan Mima Ito? Looks unbeatable in singles. She's done this as she's done these past 10 days.
Yeah, going to be an interesting game. FENG has defeated Mima Ito twice in their career, but that was a while back, 2016 and 2014, with Mima Ito winning the last 6 times. But yeah, in this environment,
anything's possible, right?
We've seen that all week, yeah.
Yeah, it's been tales of the unexpected all week here, and the women's singles final of WTT Star Contender Doha. The top seed Mima Ito going for those back-to-back titles here at the Middle East Hub against Singapore's FENG Tianwei.
And this is what makes Mima Ito so good. She's so good at winning so early on. Her third ball attacks, her serves.
It's been the backbone, really, of her performances, Ito.
1-0.
You just feel it's going to be key here for FENG, first of all. See, they're splitting the first couple of points on the Ito service, but through the course of the match, she's able to perhaps try and stay in those rallies, because Ito is absolutely deadly. Serve and third ball. She's shown here time and again here in Doha.
That was good play.
What we've seen, Dan, though, from FENG Tianwei is real consistency, both close to the table and even, you know, half step back. She's very difficult to hit through most of the time.
Yeah, Feng doesn't play real high risk. It's quality, it's good spin like we saw there, good placement. Whereas Mima, on the other hand, is all-out attack.
1-3.
And you're right, for me, Feng will really need to try and receive Mima Ito's serves well, win the short game to avoid this incoming attack.
1-4.
Just caught on the way through, and that's the apology here. See it here from Feng. Just catching the, caught the edge as well. I think might caught the top of the net and the edge there on the way through. Double trouble for Ito.
Yeah, that really is unreturnable. So right idea from Feng there. Found the elbow of Mima Ito here, played that backhand right into the body, as we can see here. But then Mima coming around the side of the ball to get backspin, side spin there, making it really difficult. Mima sort of just froze there on that shot. She didn't completely, fully release the wrist into the ball.
Yeah, better that time.
3-5.
It's about bringing your best, isn't it, on the big stage here, the WTT arena. And, even with all these two, all that they've achieved in the game, there's bound to be a little bit of tension around in the arm, in the body as well. You need a bit of that to perform, of course, at the highest level. You need a bit of tension. It's about channeling that in the right way.
Channeled it well there. Two very strong forehands, cross-court, then executing down the line on the parallel. A decent shot there from Feng, but Mima Ito takes it so early, not giving any of her opponents time.
Finds the table there impressively, Ito.
Yeah, good receiver for Mima. She's expecting the open from Feng and then getting ready for that counter hit attack.
Stamps the flooring in annoyance there, Ito. Can't take your eyes off her, can you? I mean, even win or lose a point, there's a little reaction or you know, just a comment to herself. No, that's what I should have done. No. And then, of course, able to move on from that so quickly. That's one of the things that makes her so good. Feng winds up there, contending well in this first game, the Singaporean.
Again, no, not huge power, good placement, you know, the fade on the forehand. Feng is really good at knowing where her opponent is out of position and then finding the other angle. And this is key for Feng, to be able to receive the serves off Mima like that. A brilliant receive, because as we know, Mima's serves are so tricky with that jab serve coming around the side of the ball.
Ah, it's glorious. She's got such variety on her receive, Ito as well. Capable with so many options, and this may be up there with the best of them, just pushing through with the forearm, slight glance. It's a lovely shot.
There it is again. course, Guy, Mima Ito does have short pimples on the backhand side, so that with the short pimples on the backhand, it allows you to actually press through backspin as well. So Mima can pick up these serves quite well with that. It comes very flat, and you can get good control on it, head forward.
9-8.
And this is, again, something that Mima's done all tournament. Win serves outright. It makes her job a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's those 3 points, isn't it, really, in these situations, tight situations in a game are valuable. And this is there that time to push through. Backhand side, Ito. Towel down again here.
Yeah, she got the exact ball she wanted. Slightly lost the time, and it's such a fine line between that ball going on or clipping the net.
Oh, it just came again and again at FENG there. Super play from Ito.
FENG was doing so well to chuck in these backhand topspins away from the table, but Mima Ito wasn't having none of it here. Taking it so early, moving in on that ball.
Game point then. Had to work hard to carve this position. Service with FENG. Well.
10-0.
There's never any compromise, really.
It's amazing how well Mima reads it when FENG's going to do that long serve, you know. Mima's so focused.
Net. 10-0.
Good change of direction. Pump of the fist as well from FENG.
Yeah, it was really solid. As we said earlier, FENG is so controlled on both sides, both wings, and this backhand's so low. Makes it hard for Mima to get much on the ball because it's coming through so low and deep. Game point for FENG.
Yeah, she was game point down. Now a game point for the Singaporean to strike first. And she has done.
10.
Well, well, well.
FENG.
Mima Ito, the top seed. It's best of 7. There's a long way to go. But FENG Tianwei wins the opener here, saving game point. Takes it 12-10.
Winning on the long serve. We've seen that so much throughout this tournament. Players now using a lot more long serves, keeping their opponent guessing.
First game then, Ito first to the game point at 10-9, but from there, of course, FENG reeling off 3 in a row to take this opening game. She's got vast experience. I mean, I've said this before, I said this on commentary, I wondered whether her best days were behind her, but what we're seeing is, as you said, is a savvy player who really understands her game, and you look at her career in this sort of situation, she's not overawed either playing Ito on these big stages.
Not at all, Guy, and I think I've said a few times like how FENG has got so much experience. You know, last time they played last year, it was 4-2 to Mima Ito. It was a really close game. Obviously, FENG taking 2 of the games, and yeah, I feel like in this environment, FENG's had such a great run, and she's really mixing her play up well, and that's important against Mima Ito. Mima Ito knows where the ball's coming. It's just game over, you know. She hits everything past her opponent, but FENG's really mixing up, playing the line ball, mixing the serves, and keeping in the point.
Food for thought for Mima Ito here, the top seed.
To serve, lock, all. 1, lock. One, all.
That's a typical start from Ito. Ito, this is a new experience this week for her here in the star contender. First time that she's been a game down. She was in this position a couple of times in the contender event. was a game down, of course, to Brit Ireland in her first match, very first match of the Middle East Hub. It was a game down to Yu Meng Yu in the semis at the Contender, but this week, first time she's been behind in a match.
1, 2.
Solid stuff there from Feng. Top spinning on both wings. Very steady in the rally, Feng is. She's very balanced. She doesn't really get out of balance too much, and that's what's going to help her here.
Yeah, the serve, of course, has been such a big part of Ito's run through these draws, Dan. Just a few more comments from you on it. I mean, what she does so well. I mean, that's a great example there for you to illustrate with.
Well, you know, this service action guy, it's great at deception. So you can come around the side of the ball for side spin backspin, or come around the top of the ball for side spin topspin. And it's only a slight change of angle, and you get different spin. And that's why it's so difficult for the players to receive.
Yeah, because that's all happening in a fraction there. You've got to make the decision, as you say, where she can have 2, 3 different options on the spin, and you've got to decide there what's happening in a split second. Yeah,
and Mima's doing pretty much the same action and then producing different spins. So it's so hard for the opponents. They have to read it really quickly and often get it wrong. And Mima here, controlled here. This is where Mima plays well, when she has the balance between attacking really hard and aggressively and then controlling the game when she needs to. Sometimes Mima does go a bit too relentless, which we've seen she can fly and win some, like Ding Ning with that time when we saw that crazy match. But you know, I like it when she has the balance. It doesn't always need to overhit. But Feng again is very consistent. Mima did the short pimple backhand punch, but Feng is able to still keep it in play.
Three, 5.
Here we go, there's that serve. That one had topspin on it. Now, Feng couldn't really work out what spins on the ball, so she's kind of like guessing as she's receiving, and that's what caused the error.
Kind of shoveling, really, isn't it? In response, kind of half a shovel, not really sure.
And if Feng does get it on, it's going to be a poor return. Mima's in on the attack.
4, 5.
For me, the body language of Mima Ito doesn't look like how it has been in some other matches, you know. Her head is dropping quite a bit when she's missing. She's been quite hard on herself at the minute.
Oh, there's the change of direction. She just does that so well. It's how she gets it moving away from Feng as well. Makes it even more difficult to receive that.
7, 4.
Yeah, I think you make a good point though, Dan, with Ito. I mean, you go back to the previous rounds, the semis. I mean, that match with Jeon Jae-hee, you look at that 4-1, 4-1, people look at that score and okay, that's comfortable. Go along with that. I think she played big points well. And maybe it wasn't absolutely... I think we always have to look at this relative. You know, you've seen Mima Ito, you touched on it, playing the Chinese players and blitzing them, frankly, coming out. And they don't, even the Chinese, the top Chinese players, you mentioned Ding Ning, others as well, the Olympic champion, they don't know what to do. But what she's actually shown in this run, what she showed in the previous round, just pause here. Need the tables to be wiped. Of course, the Qatar Table Tennis Association have done such a good job with all of this, with the COVID protocols, keeping everyone safe. Big part of that has been keeping the table dry. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the semi with Jeon Jae-hee, wasn't actually playing, I think, her best for certain sections of that match, but it's the ability to peak or to manage your game through the key moments, and that's why she's the amazing player that she is. She's not always absolutely a star on all full cylinders.
Yeah, it's a good point, Guy.
8, 6.
And that's where Mima Ito, again, as we said, she can adjust quite well. She knows when to play the slower balls with spin. She knows when to block as well when the opponent's attacking her. She's the full package, and yeah, right now Feng is keeping in there. I mean, putting the pressure right on Mima.
8-7.
It'll be the danger, I think, for Ito as this goes on here. I mean, she's still ahead in this game. Clearly, of course, game's won massively. That's the key thing for building the confidence. But you see that last mistake there. Yeah, and that's really good play from FENG there. Not much that Ito could do as that rally wore on.
That's happened a lot here with FENG. Getting a good spin in, and when she plays this line shot here, this backhand down the line, brilliant timing, brilliant placement. Mima's always on the stretch and not able to get much rubber and bat to the ball. Level again, 8-all.
Drive, take that step back, not accurate enough for once from FENG. But it is a very composed, measured game from Tianwei. Mentioned that just feel like at this point in her career she absolutely understands her game, strengths and weaknesses, and is able to manage it. That's what we're seeing so far in this final.
I like that from FENG there, going for the long, fast serve. And then straight away attacking off of the pips. FENG's fully aware that Mima's just going to go for a control ball there. It's long, fast, it's tight.
Well, the towel down here gives Ito a moment for pause. These are big moments in the final. Of course, it's best of 7, so there is more time, as opposed to best of 7, of course, in the semis. But most of the tournament, they've been playing best of 5. Oh,
9-10.
that summer, she's reading Ito's serve as well as anyone's done in these 10 days.
And that's key against Ito. FENG now a game point.
Not that time. It's easy pickings for the Japanese, so the game point's saved.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough to read because from my angle, it looked like that serve had backspin on it. I think FENG did as well. She really digged into the ball, but it's popped up still.
Oh, there's the variety in the receive.
And that's Mima Ito for you, coming around the side of the ball. The reverse backhand flick. Producing side spin, backspin that ball. Amazing.
Oh, that's a reversal of the opening game. This time, FENG the first to game point, but this time, Ito is the one to take the game. 1 each.
Yeah, Ito done well here right towards the end of the second game, mixed it up. Good serve, serving from the forehand corner. And of course, with that reverse strawberry side spin backhand shot to level the game.
Yeah, so 1 each now in the best of 7. It's an intriguing singles final. That's what they're playing for, of course. Reminder, of course, do get involved. Hashtag WTT Doha. We've been urging you to throughout these 10 days here in the Middle East Hub, through all of the WTT social channels, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, Weibo, our YouTube channel, at WTT on the Twitter and the Instagram. Some interesting stuff going on at the moment. There's actually some debate going on about who has the best celebration in the sport. And I think it's looking ahead to the men's final later, because of course you've got Ito's compatriot Tomokazu Harimoto, with those arms aloft when he gets the victories. Invite your comments on that. Get involved in the social at WTT. Give us your thoughts.
Harimoto doesn't just do that on a victory of a match, he does it at game point, at the first point, 0-0.
Yes, that's true.
Harimoto's got some serious passion.
Lock all. Lock 1. 2 love. One.
It's amazing, really, thinking of the strength, Dan, of these events, these 10 days, the contender and the star contender. I was just thinking about that in the change of games.
For sure.
If you look at that form, I mean, it's just caught the edge there, but you look at how FENG Tianwei's playing here. You go back to the contender event, lost first round, lost 11-9 in the fifth to Suthasini Suetabut, the tie. And then now the next week, goes all the way to the finals.
Yeah,
it's on a knife edge, isn't it? I mean, it's the level of the competition, isn't it, in world table tennis right now in the sport?
Yeah, absolutely. Who would have said? Cool. Brilliant combinations there of Mima Ito early at the table. God, who would have said that Ruan Phillips would have got to the final with the players he had up against him? He had Jun Misatani to get past, Lin Winru. I mean, it's phenomenal, and that's what you're saying. This world table tennis is really putting on a show. And Mima Ito here, I feel like really starting to find her way in this game now. Making these attacking shots with the short pimbles on the backhand. Yeah, good spin. Now that's the variation we're talking about, you know. Not always Mima Ito goes for the heavy heel shot. She was out of position here, laces the ball with topspin, and FENG just can't get her racket head over the ball enough.
Yeah, by contrast, of course, you mentioned FENG losing first round of the contender, or Ito, which she could have gone actually in her first match. Funny, in some ways, that's been her biggest test. Maybe she'll get it here today, but Britt Earland gave her possibly her biggest test of the whole Middle East hub, that very first match in the contender. But of course, she's kept on winning. She's getting a match here and then some at the moment. This is, we talk about the competition, the matches being on a knife edge most of the time. This is another, at the moment, an example of it. Really close between the two of them right now.
That's a good shot. Mima just trying to pump herself up there, but that reverse flick there, the Chiquita flick coming around the side of the ball, is spinning with so much side spin, it's going into the elbow of FENG. So difficult to get your back to the ball. I think FENG needs to try and switch with that backhand earlier on occasions like there.
You could see what she was trying there, but that's the danger. I mean, kind of floating the receive there. Wasn't much on it. Dangerous. If you don't get that absolutely right, you're in such trouble off Ito's third ball.
Yeah. If anything there, Mima Ito's serve was half long. FENG Tianwei could have tried to pick it in with a forehand topspin. But this has been working really well for her this game. FENG doing the long, fast serve. And it's helping get the rally that she wants. Getting that heavy spin there from Ito. A good receive from FENG, keeping it low, aggressive. But Mima's got so much variation and adaptability in her forehand.
The immediate look back from FENG towards coach He Ke-yi. they've got the game plan. It's worked. Largely, it's worked well so far, but it's about keeping that going, that level. Oh, that's a wonderful, it's a flick receive there of good quality. The line in the table.
And that's the quality Feng has to do against these serves to stop Mima's attack. That's the kicker serve, that is. Heavy topspin. Mima's wrist coming up on the top of the ball, and then it makes the ball jump on Feng's side. That long serve proving very effective.
Slightly out of position on the third ball there. Ever so slightly on the stretch, Feng.
Yeah, Mima read the serve that time. Found the wide position. It's brilliant, brilliant play from Mima Ito. I mean, Feng started the point well, read the half-long serve, kept the pressure, but Mima waited for the right ball and then came in hard and fast.
Yeah. Threatening to go into another gear here, Ito. Push here to take her through, perhaps to the third game. Ah, and there we go, and that's the run. The first time, really, there, Ito able to pull out on Feng in the match, and a reward is a 2-1 lead.
Look at this placement here from Mima. Very clever. Sending Feng back in the direction she just came from. Even threw Feng off guard there. Was not expecting that.
Yeah, so 2-1 to Ito in the women's final here. And the game down, and just that first time you fell into that game, first time when she started to stamp her authority on things here. Coming up next after this, of course, the last match of the event, the men's singles title match. Top seed Tomokazu Harimoto against the German, the world number 42, Ruan Phyllis, the surprise package. They've been warming up before, ahead of that match, been hearing, and, well, from what we've been hearing, real contrast as you expect in the warm-up, because Harimoto, I can tell you, Dan, going absolutely at it, leaving no stone unturned. Heard Ruan Phyllis, on the other hand, just feet up, takes a seat, just resting. I mean, playing that up a little bit. Of course, he's practicing as well. But it's, yeah, it's just different approaches ahead of that big match.
Yeah, very interesting. Of course, every player's got their different ways of preparing. And we all know that Harimoto plays with intensity and needs that adrenaline.
Yeah, that's all to come later, of course. The men's final. Focus here, the women's final, very much so, because even at 2-1 down here, Feng Tianwei is giving as good as she's getting. With Mima Ito beginning this fourth game. Reminder, it's best of 7 here. Long way to go.
It's better quality on the first ball there from Feng. More pressure. I feel like in the last game, Feng, she was making the first attack, but there wasn't enough conviction in the shot, which allows Mima to be able to attack hard. In this set, Feng has to take a few more risks, a bit more pressure on that first ball. Oh, brilliant receive.
Yeah, I mean, that got Ito done all ends up there.
That's really clever. He's able to handle the spin out wide there. That might be something we'll see more of Feng do now throughout this game. Because at the minute, Feng's receiving a lot into the middle of the table, backhand, and then Mimi's able to pivot and play that forehand.
Yeah, maybe use some more short angles, as she did on that previous point. Might be the way forward. Are you surprised Feng's level here? We touched on it already, Dan. I mean, you followed the sport over the years. You've seen her at the top of the game. 34 years old here now. Not just in terms of this tournament, I mean, what she'd had previously. I think it's fair to say people wondered a little bit whether, yeah, great career, double Commonwealth champion, winning the grand finals, everything else she's done. But you surprised at this level? Because this level is challenging a player who's top 2, top 3 in the world here, Mima Ito.
Of course. I mean, in table tennis at the minute, I mean, take Timo Boll, for example, just turned 40 earlier this week. I mean, look at the wins he's been getting, and he's still right at the very, very top. And Feng Tianwei, she may not be as quick now as the younger players, but she's got the experience, and she can read the game so well. So she's able to know tactically where to play the ball. Oh.
Nothing.
Mima coming out on top there.
Yeah, nothing she could do about that. I think Ito apologising. Might have just caught the edge on the way through this last strike. Yeah, just caught the edge there on the way through. Hence the apology. Yeah, she's got that experience, though. I mean, we've seen that in this run. I mean, when the matches get tight as well. I mean, just look at her you know, the rounds that she had, round of 16 and quarterfinals here, both going the distance.
4-3.
We kind of called it, didn't we, in the match against Samara? It's a Feng 2.0 version 2.0. As you said, maybe not in foot speed, maybe not as fast as she was, but in terms of savvy, pure experience, clearly stronger. Oh, what we've got here, Ito here just querying this, the finish to the point here, whether it had gone long or caught the back edge.
Yeah, no.
She's wondering if it didn't actually land. Good serve there. Look at the body language as well at the minute. One thing that Feng does really well is she's very calm and doesn't give much... she always remains positive to her opponent. Doesn't really show much negativity. She's always bringing that level to the table. That's fantastic there for Mima Ito. Found the angle there.
Yeah, not much positive reaction from Ito, though, despite winning the point here. She's kind of apologetic about it there at the end, that she'd won the point.
There was no Harimoto cry there, was there?
No.
That's better there from Mima. Pumping herself up. Backhand to backhand exchange.
I think the other thing, Dan, you know, reflecting on it with Feng and then going to Ito here is, you know, all these players, the top athletes here in WTT, they demand so much of themselves. I mean, Ito is a particular case in point. You know, study her, win or lose the point. Always the focus, the total intensity. Yeah, okay, it's not a Tomokazu Harimoto, you know, the vocalization, but there's mentally, there's the same focus with Ito as with her compatriot.
Net 5-7.
I think you can't get away. I try and get across to people. We try and get the personality of these players, you know, their lives across here as well in world table tennis, not just the technique, what they're doing at the table. And, you know, with Ito, what they have to handle as well, the Japanese players. They have fun as well over the years. In Singapore as well, you know, in terms of the interest, wanting to deliver for your supporters, for your country as well in competitions. There's a lot to handle there always, mentally.
Lovely backhands there from Feng. You're completely right there, Guy. Obviously, you know, Mima and Harimoto, they do have a lot of, you know, Japanese media on them all the time, 24/7. It can't be easy all the time to maintain being able to control that, you know.
And play your best stuff.
Yeah.
Concentrate on delivering at the table, which is, at the end of the day, it's the main job. It's your main goal. Of course, media, everything else is important, the role of a top athlete, but yeah, you've got to deliver the results. You've got to produce your best. And she's been doing this for years, Ito. You know, you think when she's come on winning titles, you know, burst on the scene, 13 years old. 20 years of age now, Ito, and right at the top of the sport.
I mean, yeah, that looked topspin, that serve. You can see why Feng Tianwei went for the backhand flick. Just come down on it. Very good serve, that jab action.
2 points from a 3-1 lead.
Mima just with that extra consistency at the later stages of the game here, keeping the pressure.
3 game points. Oh,
10-8.
there we go. It might not change the outcome of this fourth game, but Feng is reminding everyone again, it's a difficult receive to handle, but look at that angle. Look how it goes away from Ito. Moving on. Still 2 more game points.
Net 10-8.
Oh, looked like Feng might take another there, but Ito had other ideas. And she's closing perhaps on the title here. 3-1 up now.
This was a chance here for Feng, really. Brilliant flick out wide. Got the loose ball in the backhand. Just overcooked it. In all fairness, throughout that game there, Mima Ito was on top. Keeping the pressure.
Yeah, it's not a magical performance from Mima Ito, I think it's fair to say, this final. But what she's doing is, Mima is managing at the moment the situation. Similar, I feel, to the semi-final down, the one with Jeon Jae-hee. And this is going to be the interesting thing, I think, for her going forward as well. You know, you think of the big goals. Obviously wants to win here, wants to double up here. But the big WTT events to come. And of course, the Tokyo Olympics in the summer as well. It's the ability to manage these situations, manage these matches against top opponents like Feng that could prove the difference here, because you can't play your best all the time. It's not always going to be magical.
Exactly, and it's also the base level as well. So, you know, Mima, she's got to such a level now that, yeah, okay, maybe she's not always firing on all cylinders, but she's doing just enough. And I think what she does really well is forces the opponent to make a lot of unforced errors, because they feel like they need to play big shots to try and win early to avoid the attack from Mima.
Yeah. It's almost that kind of aura that Mima has, doesn't it? That has an effect.
Just the way she starts her serve. Looks like she's about to, you know, pull off some big attack, you know. It's very aggressive style of play. There it is there.
1-0.
Well, she's right in charge of this final now, even if she isn't, by all accounts, at her absolute best. She's doing enough here, it seems.
Wow!
Oh, there we go. I mean, she was trying it all on there. Feng, though, had the response that time.
And after all those backhands, Feng found the forehand. Brilliant switch. Smart Mimita's face says it all. Great shot there from Feng. Moved into the table, straight into the body. It's an awkward hit shot to do here. So she didn't go with too much. She didn't snatch it. She took her time, stepped in, and then found the body.
1, 3. Two, 3.
Just clip the edge.
4, 2.
Yeah, one thing's for sure here, Feng. You're not going to have her going away. Fortunate there with her experience. We've outlined that, even in this position. She doesn't tend to drop away in matches. She'll still be there right to the end. Still feel there could be some way to run in this.
Backhands like that really go straight into the body of Mima. See the frustration on her.
The strawberry receive quite a bit. I mean, we're seeing in the reverse as well on the receive. Really, I mean, she always looks to mix it up, but we've seen quite a lot of that. I would suggest down from Ito on the receive. Even more, perhaps. I mean, maybe could do with mixing that a little bit more.
Yeah, FENG is doing a great job at spinning that.
Not high enough. Not vertically.
So FENG's serve getting called up there for not being vertical enough. Seen a lot of the serves be called up throughout this event.
3, 5.
Mima just reads FENG's fast serve so quickly. She's already turning before FENG's actually contacted the ball.
Yeah, it's all from the read, as you say.
She's probably just getting a slight tail on the shoulder of FENG, the backswing on her bat.
4, 5.
FENG needs to make these. Mima coming back. You could hear the spin on the ball there. When Mima really catches it right, you can just hear the contact. I mean, FENG come right underneath that ball there and it still drops straight down. So that time the strawberry worked. It's very awkward for FENG because there's so many different types of receives.
Timeout.
Timeout called here. First use of the timeout in the final. And with FENG having seen that lead, it was 5-2, wasn't it? Wiped out. Hooker Yi calling the timeout. This all-important game for the Singaporean, of course. If she doesn't win this, it's all over. It's that notebook on the part of Taisuke Matsuzaki that we've seen throughout, and talk about the attention to detail of these top athletes. Not just in terms, Dan, of the amount of training time they put in the training hall, but it's all this focus on tactics as well. We talked about Ito, the commitment during the lockdown and everything, to really not totally remodel, so that, you know, make a modification to the service as well. But it's all of this work. It's not just on their own games, it's also as well real study of the opponent. All in that notebook. Love to see that book. I mean, I wouldn't understand a great deal because it's in Japanese, but it looks impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the top players, they're notorious for being known of studying the opponents.
5, 6.
Remember seeing a really famous video of Ma Long and Janjika watching like a screen in the classroom with Tima Bo on there, and I just remember that being, wow, they're actually watching his serves.
It's students of the sport.
Yeah. It was in like a university lecture room, you know?
Yeah. Ma Long and Zhang Jika.
Yeah, sitting there watching.
You should have taken a screen grab of that or something.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video somewhere.
Yeah, I've got to check that out.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's the stickability, isn't it? Now, I mean, even Ito there, away from the table, the control.
Yeah, it came from such good footwork. She's staying so low. Mima Ito is very good at pushing back to the center of the table, to that recovery position. Like when she goes wide, she's not going wide and then, you know, losing the ground. She's pushing back. Something we see very well with Harimoto as well, actually. Oh, this time Mima Ito gets the net.
9.
Is this to be her day once again? Fortune smiling on Ito there, putting her 2 points from the title.
6, 9.
I think it's difficult here. I mean, I kind of frame this a little bit because we've seen Ito completely destroy the best of the years that when... You know, this is a final here. WTT star contender Doha. She's 3-1-9-6 up. Maybe I just need to reference this with, you know, she's still here now at match points. Maybe I think it's the standard that she sets. She's maybe not at that quality. You think, oh, she's off it. Definitely not the case here. 4 match points. Mima Ito at the double in Doha. Back-to-back titles for the top seed here. She won the WTT Contender Doha tournament last week. This week, she wins the WTT Star Contender Doha crown. Without doubt, the woman of these 10 days here at the WTT Middle East Hub. She underlines her star quality here in the Star Contender event.
Yeah, what a performance, eh? Mima Ito. Serves, the backhand, shots, the forehand. She's got it all.
Yeah, back-to-back titles, as you say, for Mima Ito. And plenty of magic from Mima through these 10 days. Of course, she was... be interesting to see what she made of that performance in the final, because at the end of the day, Dan, she's won that 4-1 against a player who'd been in terrific form, you know, a former world #2 top player, FENG Tianwei. She's shown through the tournament, but she's shown here why she's one of the very best in the sport, full stop, right now.
Yeah, I mean, world #3 right now. And as I said, Mima Ito's on a mission. She wants to be the very, very best. Every match she plays, every point she plays, she always gives 110%. I feel like here, Mima, she's won the tournament, but she's still reflecting now on her match, you know. She's still focused in.
Yeah, as you say, I think she's building towards even bigger things. But of course, we'll be delighted to have won the second WTT women's singles crown of the new era. It's once again Mima Ito coming out on top. So setting up for the trophy presentation here in the women's singles at WTT Star Contender Doha. Mima, the champion, just as she was last weekend in the WTT Contender Doha event. This time with a win over FENG Tianwei of Singapore, 4-1. So another success for Ito. The first half, of course, of the final session of play here in the WTT Middle East Hub. The singles finals, the blue ribbon events. Ito beating FENG, coming up, of course, very shortly. The other Japanese top seed, this time in the men's draw, Tomokazu Harimoto, to take on surprise finalist Ruan Phyllis of Germany. That's to come. Let's join in for the trophy presentation now for the women's singles.
On behalf of World Table Tennis and the Qatar Table Tennis Association, welcome to the award ceremony for the WTT Star Contender Doha Women's Singles Final. Another historical week for table tennis, with the first ever WTT Star Contender champion being crowned right here in Qatar. To all the fans watching around the world, we hope you have enjoyed all the table tennis action on show. And now, a warm welcome to our distinguished members of the official party for today's trophy presentation. Mr. Igor Levitin, ETTU President. And also let's welcome Mr. Abdullah Al-Mullah, ITTF Board of Directors. Please welcome back our finalist, FENG Tianwei from Singapore. I now invite Mr. Abdullah Al-Mullah, ITTF Board of Directors, to present the finalist trophy. And now, our WTT Star Contender Doha 2021 Women's Champion from Japan, Mima. I now invite Mr. Igor Levitin, ETTU President, to present the Champions Trophy. I would now kindly invite all our presenters to join me and the players for a group photo.
So the trophies handed out, of course, $25,000 US dollars. The prize, as well as the trophy, the title for Mima FENG Tianwei, $19,000 US dollars for the finalists here. In terms of the world ranking points, 420 for FENG, 600 world ranking points for Mima Ito. And a double in the desert, in a sense, for the Japanese top seed, having won also the WTT Contender Doha title. Really has been a pretty flawless Middle East Hub swing for Ito, and she can take this forward, of course, into tournaments to come. We've talked about it so much, of course, the big prizes to be contended for after these 2 weeks of competitions. Real possibilities, of course, that she can deliver an Olympic medal as well. That is going to be the big goal, but winning here, it's perfect preparation. Dan, you go along with that, I guess, looking forward. I mean, we've got more to come, of course, before the Olympics, but at the moment, she looks in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it right now for Japan. Obviously, Japan, Tokyo, Olympics. You can see the team are preparing for that, and we've got a Mima Ito selfie here. That'll be going right on the World Table Tennis Social.
Yeah, at WTT, I'm sure, in a moment. But there she is with the trophy. As I say, the singles final, the women's singles final out of the way. She'll pose for those photos you see in the world's media. But we will be next up with the last match of the WTT Middle East Hub. It's the men's singles final. It promises to be a cracker. Top seed Tomokazu Harimoto against surprise finalist Ruan Phyllis. Stay with us for that. That's coming up next.